good evening to you, and welcome here to the Great Western Hyper, Kelvin Sampson Courts, as we get ready for Orediggers basketball here on Digger Vision as the Montana Tech ladies taking on Dickinson State for the second time this year already, as these two teams met in Dickinson earlier this year. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. I am Paul Panisco alongside the one and only, thankfully, John Thatcher.
John Thatcher, thanks for inviting me, Paul.
Hi, brother.
I'm excited. Here we go. We're going to whine because the season's so long, and then we'll quit whining because it's so quick.
Yep, that's pretty much how it works for us.
Every year, same thing.
This is year 14 for you and I, so thank you, as always, for being here. I love you to death, and I can't wait to see what this season holds for us.
Well, you gave me a new career and something to look forward to every weekend.
Well, let's talk about this Montana Tech team. They're on the floor warming up as we get started here, JT. A couple new fresh bodies, if you will, in the lineup, and you know these ladies are ready to roll. I mean, it has seen a different level already than we did a year ago, and there's still obviously a lot of work to be done as this team is going to get solid in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. They only have two seniors, and they're really young. They really are. I don't know how many he's going to redshirt. He's got a caboodle of freshmen. He's got to make some decisions on them, but you figure out who's going to help you, and if it's not going to be a waste of not a lack of a redshirt year. So he's putting the pieces together. It's going to still take some time. I really like some of these young girls he got in. Haber, for one to mention, from Billings West. I think she's going to be a star in this basketball league, and the girls that played last year are coming along, and they're learning this is a different game than high school, and it's more physical, and he's done a great job of getting the right people in here. They lost the post player to an injury, which I think was sad. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember her name.
Nybauer. No, not Nybauer. It is, I've got, come on, Panisco.
Well, anyway, they lost her, and that was a tremendous hurt on this program. They lost her for the season. Fortunately, I think Hadney's going to be a great post player. She's put herself together. She's a rebounder, and I just think he's got pieces. The key element now is time. And not a lot of people are patient about winning and losing, but they need to take the time to put this together. He's got it in place.
Well, I'm excited to see, you know, let's go back to starting with Haber for a minute. Haber, like I say, an outstanding true freshman out of Billings West. Normally, even when we do see freshmen, you know, make a mark in this Frontier Conference, it normally takes a little while for that learning curve. You talked about how physical it is, how much different it is. She has jumped right into the flow of this thus far, and feels like she's been here for one, if not 2 or 3 years, for goodness sake, at this point.
Yeah, she's a real good defensive player. She's a solid rebounder. And the only thing she's got to do is learn to score the ball more, because she played on a Billings West team for years, and she was never the thrust of the offense. She was just part of getting I mean, she scored points, but not like I'd like to see her do at this level. Just a real upside on her, and she'll figure it out. She's an intelligent person.
Yeah, you look at those Billings West teams over the last couple of years. That they weren't a 2 or 3 headed machine. They went about 8 deep. It felt like, that all went to play college ball, and just an exceptional program down to Billings West.
And when we were recruiting her, I called her the Ghost, because she was not one of the classified by people as one of the top 4 players in Billings West. And when I watched her play, I thought she was. I thought she was that good, and so. She never got the credit, but I think she was a real key to that basketball team, especially defensively.
Well, let's talk about the rest of this roster here for Montana Tech. We have to talk about the seniors in Aubrey Rademacher and Brooklyn Hankowitz. Aubrey, the senior from up north, averaging 15 points a game, just continues to do her thing. You know, I mean, she just is so dominant inside, has great footwork. When they need her to post up and play in the block, she can. She has a great long-range shot as well. And actually, the one thing that I think you and I especially have loved about her game over the last several years is she's not afraid to shoot the ball. And
no,
that was something
that
was something that was necessary last year, is get the ball in the air, and she was always a bright point in that respect.
Yeah, well, she totally understands the game. She's a senior, and she's the leader of this basketball team, no question in my mind. And she has got to put up 15 to 20 every game for these guys to have a shot.
She'll be in our starting 5 along with Haley Haber. Brooklyn Hankwich, as you see on the screen. Macy Mayer from down to Bozeman, and Liv Wongren, our starting 5. So really kind of a big starting 5 for Montana Tech. When you look at that group, Wongren might be your lone guard kind of in that set. Otherwise, you're looking at pretty strong forward presence in the starting 5 for the Digs.
Yeah, I'm interested how they're going to play this out front, because it's real important. You get the ball down the court and get into your offense. And again, that comes down to more practice, get better at it. But definitely a threat to she's a scoring machine, to be quite honest with you. She has a capability to get you 20 any night, and I expect her to do that here tonight.
Well, let's talk about Dickinson. They won the first time through 80-76. That one was over to Dickinson in a heck of a ball game. There's a couple different ways of looking at it. It's a great win for Dickinson at home, but Montana Tech had to be happy with 76 points in the books. I mean, we talked earlier that scoring has been one of the issues for this team over the last couple of years. To get them up into a high range like that, Coach Graham and everybody involved, you have to walk away with a big positive against a good team out of Dickinson, who is very senior laden, and a team that, it really kind of has their stuff together getting the season started.
Yeah, and Dickinson's kind of a three-pronged sword. They have a solid post player. They have 2 really good guards, although they list one as a forward, but 5'8" to me is not a forward in any league. So, and they got 45 points out of their 2 shooters. My statistics, I got to get my statistics out here.
With Steele?
Yeah.
All right, get your statistics.
Steele and Fox.
There you go.
And they were 10 for 16 from the 3-point line. So they've got to go out and force them to put the ball before. You can't let them look. I don't know how deep they were or anything, but I do know this. If you got good 3-point shooters, you got to stop them in this day and age. And those 2 are magnificent. They were also great from the free throw line. They were 7 of 7. So they're shooters. Yeah. And there's one thing about shooters. You do one of 2 things. You get out on them, force them to put it floor, or you put a big on them so they can't get a good look at the bucket.
Well, and again, this is you don't want to say older, that's not the right word, but they're senior laden. I mean, this team has a lot of great experience, and they have started this season strong. They're 3-1 here on this young season. One of those wins coming against Montana Tech. We talked about Caden Steele. She comes in averaging 16.5 points a game. Also at 16.5 points a game is Samantha Oace. Samantha is wearing number 25. Samantha also averaging 16.5 over 4 games to get this season underway.
Yeah, she's their big inside, so they got to deny the ball down there and play real aggressive defense against her.
Well, aggressive defense is going to be one of the issues, and that, of course, is going to bring fouls. So we'll see who can stay out of foul trouble, who can, turn the screws a little bit defensively and stay on the floor and not run into trouble.
Well, you brought out a good point, because Dickinson can shoot free throws. You don't want to put them to the line.
Yeah. And that's a huge point. I mean, we were looking at it earlier, and they just don't miss from the free throw line. They're fantastic so far here this season. So yeah, Dickinson is not one you want to have at the charity stripe for any extended amount of time.
In a game of basketball, you want to win the rebounding battle and you want to win the free throw battle. That's the 2 big clutches in this game, and Dickinson's very good at both of them.
Hey, once again, thanks for joining us as we are here on Digger Vision. The Montana Tech ladies playing their first home game of the year. They went over to Dickinson. They spent some time over to Oregon, and they are back here in the Mining City tonight. Great to have them playing on Kelvin Sampson Court for their very first time. And they host Dickinson, and of course Dickinson back to the Frontier Conference next year, as we'll get the bulk of those schools over to the Frontier Conference, and we will have a very, very different looking Frontier Conference when we roll in the next calendar year.
Yeah, but it's always going to be the Frontier Conference, and it is competitive.
It's going to be good. We're going to get our national anthem, so we'll pause here for a moment, and we will come back, give you the starters again, and go from there. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back here once again as we get ready for this one. Montana Tech and Dickinson State's getting ready to throw down here on the campus of Montana Tech. Let's take a look at the starters here. We'll start things off for Dickinson as Angelicia Shanrock is on the floor. She is a 5'8" junior. She's out of Sparks, Nevada. Next out for Dickinson State is going to be Caden Steele. She's a guard, a senior out of Newell, South Dakota. Coming up next with a little fire off the bench is Tinley Pearson. She is a senior as well out of Casey, Wyoming. And Pearson, a 5'7" senior. Next out on the floor is going to be Catherine Fox. Fox, a senior, again, 5'8" in height. She's out of White Shield, North Dakota. And last but not least, down to the post is Samantha Oase, as Oase is a 6-footer. She's a senior out of Reeder, North Dakota. Your starting five. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Dickinson is loaded with seniors, upperclassmen, and we'll see how much that experience helps them against a relatively young team out of Montana Tech.
You know, the nice thing is Tech got film on them. They get to come back, study it, and find out what they got to do. I'm just saying they got to shut the three-point line down and rebound.
Well, as we get Tommy getting us our starting lineups, let's give you the schedule. Montana Tech's men are in action starting tomorrow at home as they'll be hosting a little tournament as Montana Tech and UM Western will both have games tomorrow and Saturday. And their opponents are going to be Northwestern University out of Washington and Jamestown University. Each Montana Tech and Western will play each of those two. Western's games are at 5 and Montana Tech's games are at 7 o'clock, both Friday and Saturday. So should be a great weekend for basketball.
I don't know a lot about Northwestern, but back when I was coaching in the 80s, that team from North Dakota, South Dakota, it was really good. Jamestown, they were really good.
Yeah, they are certainly a very powerful program, kind of across the board. They've dominated in the realms of volleyball for a little while, but yeah, they're a team that is always good. It feels like no matter what they're doing. So it's going to be a great one tomorrow. Again, Western will take on Jamestown at 5 tomorrow. Montana Tech's men will take on Northwestern at 7 o'clock. And then again on Saturday, it's going to be a busy day here on campus. We have football at 1 as Montana Tech hosting Northern at 1 p.m. And then we'll have basketball with Western and Northwestern at 5 o'clock and Montana Tech and Jamestown at 7 o'clock. And all of that you'll be able to find here on Digger Vision. So an incredibly busy weekend coming up.
Let's get our season started. The major sport is going right now.
Longren with Oase. Oase will get the tip. And here comes Dickinson into the offensive side. Controlling is Fox. Fox moves it up top to Oase. Just inside the arc on the far left wing. A little head fake out there by Shanrock. She's going to fire the three. Hits the iron, no good. Big rebound by Longren.
Yeah, they're going to step out and heads that three-point line.
Liv showing that incredible, just kind of physical nature she has. They drop it down in the block. Pass goes underneath. Trying to find some room. It gets stripped out. And Oase is going to come away with the steal.
You're going to get one dribble down there. Two doesn't work.
So here comes Dickinson back the other way. Hadley Humphreys down in the block for the digs. Out of the wing. Nice screen. Out to the edge. Dickinson, shot clock down to 7. A little stutter step by Shanrock. She'll put up kind of a little hook. Shot won't go. Rebound by Rademacher. Rademacher into the offensive zone. Puts on the brakes, moves it up top. Near side, Wongren. She'll drop it off there to Humphreys. Humphreys now up top. Three-point shot. Good. Dropping the three, Aubrey Rademacher.
Elbow above the eyebrow. It was perfect.
Nice shot by Aubrey. Again, averaging 15 a game for Montana Tech. And she has been an absolute pillar for this Tech team over the last several years. Great feed to the baseline. Easy 2 points down to Caden Steele.
The play broke down. Macy Meyer took a shot at Steele, and it causes a lot of problems if you don't get it.
Macy up top with it. Comes left side, Wongren. Wongren wants the baseline. Spins to her right, double team. Fall-away jumper is up and short. Rebound controlled by Shanrock, and she'll bring her down the floor. Shanrock across the timeline. 2 minutes into this ball game. Montana Tech leading 3-2. Liv Wongren on her defensively. They move it up top to Oase. Dribbling left. Picks up her dribble. In trouble. Able to move it out to That is Pearson. Pearson drives into the paint, spins, puts it up, comes up short. That one's tipped out, but Pearson will get it back. Tinley Pearson to the edge. Three-point shot is up and money. Big-time shot by Steele. She has all 5 of Dickinson's points right now.
Give her open space. She'll knock it down.
Yeah, you don't want to give her much in the way of breathing room at all.
No, not the last 2 shots, and I don't think during the season it's been the same case.
Rademacher outside, drives into the high post. Picks up her dribble, swings it out on the far right side. Hankwitz now inside to Humphreys. Left-handed, hard, good defensive pressure. Dickinson comes out with a rebound.
She pushed the ball instead of swinging it. She would have scored.
Shanrock fakes the pass, takes it to the hole, and gets her first basket. And Helica Shanrock gets her first basket. Montana Tech trailing 7-3 here early. Once again, thanks for joining us here as we make our way through it. Far right side. Pass goes down to Hankwitz.
Hankwitz has a great mismatch. They got to get her down on the block. She's about 3 or 4 inches taller than her defender.
Substitutions on each side. In for Montana Tech, you're going to see Avery Carlson, the sophomore out of Havre. Also down in the corner is Kaya Wasson. Wasson had a monster game earlier this year, had 18 points in a contest. And also in is the freshman we talked about earlier in Haley Haber. Wasson, pass comes into Rademacher. Rademacher directing traffic. Carlson sets a screen in the high post. Pass goes to Macy Mayer. Mayer drops it off to Wasson. Wasson up top, Rademacher. Ball fake, Rademacher. Shot clock down to 2. Kicks it out to Wasson. 3 ball is on the way, no good. Rebound tipped out to the wing. And that one is going to go into the scorer's table.
Both teams, great hustle.
Great job out of the ladies as they go crashing into the tables. And they're gonna leave the debris as it sits. Okay. Well, not even gonna clean up the intersection. They're just gonna
stepping to do his job. Just
holy man.
Get that straight.
All right, here comes Mark. Pass was not anticipated. Macy Mayer will take it away. Mayer down the floor, right side of the paint, fakes the pass, goes up, ball is stripped out, and that will remain Montana Tech basketball.
Just got to jump stop and use the glass.
6:18 left to play here in this opening quarter. Bluehawks up 7-3. Montana Tech looking to bring it in. Avery Carlson, tremendous freshman out of Havre. Had a good freshman year, but especially as the season went on, she got comfortable.
Yes.
Down on the block it goes. Haber fighting, shot won't go. First time, and she's going to go to the line after the second.
Strong once again. She's pushing the ball. You just gotta you want to go body to body and swing it. They've got to do that.
Haley Haber will go to the line. I think he heard your comment.
Oh, good.
By the raised eyebrow.
He's got to do some work around here.
Man. Wow. That was a look. Haber goes 2 of 2 from the foul line. Her first 2 points of the night. Hawks leading 7-5.
Oh.
Down the right side. Bounce pass comes out to the wing as Steele has it. Steele goes far left side to Shanrock. Shanrock drives, steps through, ball stripped out by Wasson. And that will remain Bluehawk basketball, and that's the right call. We can see from our angle as Wasson got in there and stripped it away.
Well, first thing you find out as a coach, how quick is the person handling the ball, and Steele is quick, so she's got to play off her. She doesn't have to play out here 40 feet.
They'll lob it down in the block. Pass goes out on the edge. 3 ball is on its way. That's going to go air ball out of bounds, and it will be Montana Tech ball. It actually, it's going the right direction, but it could have gone that way even faster as the ball hit Tate Cohen, and her feet were out of bounds when the ball hit her. So here comes Avery down the floor. Montana Tech trailing by 2. Avery Carlson goes right side at Rademacher. Couple feet outside the arc, near side to Haber, now down to the block, Macy Mayer. Mayer goes to her left, puts it up, hits the front of the iron, no good. Gets her own rebound, clears it to the wing. Fresh shot clock.
Stepped out.
And stepping out of bounds. Good defensive pressure that time by Caden Steele. So Steele putting in some work here in the early moments. Substitutions here for the Digs. Wongeren back in, also Hankwitz. And Humphreys back out on the floor for the Digs. Coming out for Dickinson State, it looks like Catherine Fox is back in after a quick breather. We're talking real quick. Tech going to bring some pressure. Man-to-man pressure down the left side. Trap coming. Wraparound pass, able to get rid of it. Fox moves it up top. As Edwards pass, shot no good. Big defensive rebound inside by Humphreys. Humphreys across the timeline. Approaching the midway point here of this opening quarter. Backdoor to Kaya Wasson. She tries the reverse. She goes to the ground hard, and that one goes up and in.
Yeah, she didn't have to shoot the reverse, but when there's bigs down there, you look at the backside and get them to chase the rim.
Haber gets her first field goal. She has 4 points on the night. We're tied at 7. Down the floor, right side, Garfield. She wants the baseline, spins, good pass. Attacking the rack, picked up, loose on the ground, diving for it. Great hustle out of both teams right now. And, boy, they're letting them play, JT.
They are letting them play. I saw some pushing and shoving, trying to get to the ball.
I was trying to think of the PC way to put that. They're letting them play.
I happen to like it when they let them play.
Yeah, that is the case. We're tied up 7-all. Frontier Conference action here on Digger Vision, ladies and gentlemen. Montana Tech and the Bluehawks and Dickinson State tied up. We'll take a quick break. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Hey, welcome back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech. Frontier Conference, well, I guess soon to be Frontier Conference. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. It's Frontier Conference action. Dickinson coming back after they spend a few moments in the Frontier Conference, which has been a while ago, 2012.
Has it been that long?
That has been that long.
Oh, it just seems like a couple of years ago.
I know,
they got
doesn't
out
it?
of football, yeah.
So the Bluehawks, we're going to have, the conference is going to be awesome. Like, I am so excited for the next couple of years. I know that the travel schedule for court sports is still, being not contested, but really worked through to make sure that it's going to work out well. We'll probably go back to a travel partner situation where teams playing on like a Thursday, Saturday. It's real exciting here with a lot of teams and a lot of good things in the Frontier. Pass far left side, Aldridge.
Frontier only gets better.
Good ball fake. Floater is up and in. Big time shot by Fox. And into the offensive side, Wongren, far right side. Montana Tech 3 out, 2 ladies down towards the baseline. Dribbling it up top is Hankwitz. Hands it off, lobs it underneath. Good ball work, but just too far to the edge as Rademacher was looking out to Hankwitz.
Right idea.
Missed her to the outside, and the turnover will go to the Bluehawks. Montana Tech turnover number 3 so far here in this opening quarter. We're 6 minutes in. Rocky into the offensive zone. Backing it up. So goes to Fox. Fox switch dribble. Left side of the paint. Pump fake once. Shot blocked. Rademacher.
Good job just putting one hand up. Didn't have to swat it. She's really consistent at all phases of the game. She's fun to watch play.
2-point advantage here for the Bluehawks. Her consistency, she's been able to play with emotion but keep it under control better each year. And obviously that comes with experience and age and everything else, but yeah, she is really strong on the floor physically and mentally.
Yeah, she's, I don't know, 5'11", actually plays like she's 6'2", she, because of her physical strength.
2-point advantage here for the Bluehawks. 20-second shot clock. Pass is knocked out of bounds by Rademacher. Again, showing that physical nature and athleticism to get out and swat that one away. Bluehawks looking to bring it in again. Montana Tech's doing a good job defending the inbound. Pass into the bottom corner. Now it comes out to the far left wing. Pearson. Bounce pass. Pearson to Oace. 3-point shot is on the way. Big time stroke by Aldridge.
They can't go under that screen against this 3-point shooting team. They're very good at it.
Dickinson, 2 of 5 from downtown as of right now. He'll take 40% all night long. Hawks by 5. Rademacher's going to pull the trigger. Rims out. That one's knocked out of bounds. Haber got a piece of it. That's going to be Bluehawk basketball. Good physical play down in the paint still right now, as they're really both teams getting after it.
Yeah, I like that down there. That's the way it's supposed to be played. These soft post players got to go. We cut them.
The soft post players in the Frontier just
Anywhere.
you don't have a long shelf life. Pressure, able to get it into the offensive zone is Pearson. Pearson top of the horn going right. She'll hand it off quickly. 5 wide here for Dickinson. Around a screen, looked at pick and roll. Garfield pass to the wing, now underneath Oace. Shot clock down to 4. Running to the paint. That one's going to be booted out of bounds. And obviously it didn't hit a foot. It must have bounced off a knee maybe?
I thought it came off a hand swinging. I did, but I'm old and can't see.
Well, and I certainly a better look than I had. Shot clock at 1, firing. It's up and off the glass and in. Hello. Pearson drains it at the buzzer. And the Bluehawks up 14-7, their biggest lead of the night. Avery down the left side of the paint, puts on the brakes. Looking on the interior, instead goes in the corner to Macy Mayer. Mayer now back out on the edge. Mayer into the high post, down to the corner it goes, through the hands of Hankwitz. Took her eyes off it, started to look at the rim there for a moment, it looked like. And that turnover will go to Dickinson State.
Montana Tech is working extremely hard on defense, but they're not helping out on the screens up above, and those three-point shooters are getting it off. That's why that last shot took place. It was a tube.
Big screen set down to the corner, pass down in the block. It goes to Oace, top of the key. Pearson drives, going to the basket with the left hand. Pearson gets her second field goal. Dickinson feeling it right now, shooting 48% from the floor.
Dickinson playing really well right now.
Dickinson, manned up. Wongren, Rademacher. Rademacher now moves it up top to Humphreys. Humphreys looking onto the interior, gets it down to Aubrey. Turns right-handed off the glass, no good. Defensive rebound, Dickinson. Boy, Montana Tech came out, dropped down their first couple shots, and since then they are 0 for 7. And a travel call. That is the second turnover of the evening on Dickinson. And Montana Tech will get the ball back out near midcourt. Looking to get something going to the offensive side here.
Got to get some scoring.
Hawks have gone on a nice little run here.
They're playing well.
Into the offensive side, Macy Mayer. Fakes the pass to her left. Now goes that way to Wasson. Wasson drops it down in the block. Hankwitz turns and fires from 7. No good. Rebound tipped up. Loose on the ground. Tremendous hustle again. Dickinson going to dribble out with it. Great physical play as of right now. Good cut to the baseline. Double team to the top. And a travel call is going to be against Pearson.
She shuffled them. She doesn't think so, but she did. I used to be a ref in 1904.
Well, and you've spoken to a few refs through your years.
I've talked to a bunch of them.
In your estimation, when you're a coach talking to an official, and I use air quotes on talking, do they listen often?
No, some of them respond. Some of them listen.
You had a great rapport with officials, and still do, for goodness sake.
They're not going to change calls if that's what you mean. That's never going to happen.
Macy Mayer on the interior, right-handed. Haber is going to go to the foul line.
Good take. Once again, they're pushing the ball. You got to swing it. Coaches don't teach that, and especially in women's basketball, that's a great move. If you watch the WNBA, they are really good at that, and they're great at using the glass.
First free throw attempt here off the iron, no good. Haber, leading scorer for Montana Tech right now with 4. She's 2 of 3 from the foul line. She has 1 field goal on top of it. Her second is good. Haber with 5 points. Montana Tech's first points here in a few moments. 2-on-2 full court pressure applied by Tech. See if they try and get the trap set. Now they back out of it. Across the timeline, Shanrock. Shanrock to the left corner. Now it comes all the way up top to Steele. Steele drives, passes in the corner. 3 ball is up. Back of the rim, no good. Nice rebound, Macy Mayer. And that's going to be stripped out. And they're going to say Dickinson ball.
Came off her thigh.
So again, physical nature out of both these teams. They're not giving anybody any breathing room with the basketball right now.
No, both teams are playing really hard defensively. Tech just is not shooting the basketball well right now.
24 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter. Hawks leading 16-8. Montana Tech only 2 field goals here in this opening quarter. Oase, ball stripped away and picked up by Haber, hands it off to Hankwitz. She's double teamed and fouled.
I tell you can't put the ball forward more than once or it's gone.
Gonzo. So Oase will pick up her first personal foul. That's the third on the Hawks. We've been pretty relatively whistle-free, for goodness sake.
And it's been a physical game.
No joke. Macy Mayer, a little stutter step, loses her footing, goes to the ground, pass up top to Hankwitz, taken away. Going the other way with it is Pearson. She has help, 3-on-2 the other way. Shot at the horn, won't go. So we have 1 quarter in the books. The Bluehawks out of Dickinson State leading Montana Tech 16-8. We'll take a break. We're back after this. Hey, we're back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech. The Bluehawks out of Dickinson State leading 16-8 over Montana Tech. Dickinson shot 39% in that opening frame, 33% from the arc. Montana Tech 18% from the floor, 33% going 1 of 3 from downtown in the first 10 minutes.
That percentage dictates how well these two teams are playing basketball right now. I really like how Dickinson State is executing offensively. They're getting the ball to the shooters, they're getting it inside, and they're doing a good job of running their offense. Tech has missed several, I think, close-in shots that they probably should have made. So you got to put the ball in the hoop. That's the name of this game. Play all the defense you want. If you can't score, you're not going to win.
Yeah, they dropped down a couple shots early in that quarter and then went cold for a while. Avery Carlson. Rademacher, good pick and roll, left-handed to the rack. It's up and in, and Brooklyn Hankwitz gets her first field goal.
Yeah, she's a difference maker. She's not down there enough.
6-point lead for the Hawks. Pressure. Longren out there defensively on Shanrock. Oase, good bounce pass, but it's taken away. Rademacher gets the steal. Turnover number 4 for Dickinson. Puts on the brakes, out to Wongren. Wongren, nice switch dribble, wants the baseline. Wongren up top, Rademacher will fire in front of the rim, no good. Oase with the rebound. Shanrock with the right hand, picks up her dribble. Oase to the right elbow, holds on to it, now gets rid of it to Pearson. Pearson around a screen, pulls up from the foul line, no good. Rebound battled for, we're going to say Dickinson.
Yeah, Tech's not getting a lot of those loose balls down there, and they got to do a better job of blocking people off the rim.
6-point lead here for the Bluehawks as they'll look to inbound on the baseline. They'll lob it out. Firing from the arc, it's up and in. 2-point shot there for Fox.
Can't give them space.
Fox puts it down. Bluehawks back up by 8. Rademacher has a lane. She's going to drive hard to the basket. It won't go.
It's a great take.
She's going to go to the foul line.
That is a great take, hard and to the body.
All right, I have to ask you, historically, you and I have given out awards for the ugliest shoes that we've come across. As a coach, Hankwitz is wearing 2 different color shoes.
She's winning. She is winning this year. No question. One's green, one's orange, I think, or pink. I don't know.
Well, my first question is, as a head coach, would you have allowed a player to play with 2 different colored shoes?
In this era, I probably would.
I think you would now.
Back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, probably not.
Well, they didn't have multiple colors.
I would request they don't, but you got to keep kids happy now.
And by request, you mean they wouldn't play?
That has a lot to do with this, by the way.
6-point lead for the Bluehawks as they come into the offensive zone. 8:35 left to play in the first half. Oase travel call.
That is great defense.
So the travel call will...
Wangren with a great defensive play. They got a hand in there and just got her to walk.
Coach chatting with the official about it. And across the timeline comes Avery Carlson. Carlson, right side. Good ball movement there by Humphreys. Back up top, Rademacher. She looked at it for a moment. Now to Carlson. Carlson with the left hand gets bodied up. She's going to drive. Carlson's shot blocked. It goes out of bounds. That's Dickinson basketball. The Tech football team pleading the case with the official.
Perfect call. It was right.
Oh, and it's not only the Tech football team. It's quarterback number 1, if you will.
Oh, good. You got to get him involved.
Blake Thielen, it looks like, is leading the charge on the. That should have been a foul.
Well, we couldn't tell from here, but
8:18 left to play here in the first half. Across the timeline, controlling Shanrock. Pass inside to Oase, now top of the key. 3-point shot is up and good. Big time shot by Steele again. Steele has 8 points. She has 2 3-pointers. And she is 2 of 2 from downtown. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Inlet to Rademacher. Rademacher, boy, they had her mapped. They know she was going right. Wangren with the offensive rebound, no good. And Dickinson comes out with it. Boy, if Rademacher had swapped that to her left hand, she could have tiptoed and danced her way to the rim.
Yeah.
They were overloaded to her right hand.
Too much thinking down there. She just should have made the move.
So we'll get a substitution here on both sides. Rademacher will get a breather. Macy Mayer is in. And Haber also in. Hawks leading 21-12. Dickinson won the first matchup between these two. Big defensive play by Humphreys. Macy Mayer, stutter step, takes it, pump fake once, goes up, shot no. Whistle and a foul on the rebound. Wow, this is your kind of ball game.
It is, but not my kind of layup game because she pumped on that shot. If she'd just taken it, she might have made it, but she would have definitely got fouled. Yeah, this is my kind of game.
21-12, Hawks with the lead. Montana Tech with the basketball in their offensive zone. Inbound pass, Wasson's gonna fire. That one comes up short. Loose on the ground, picked up by Dickinson. Coming out with it, Shanrock. Across the timeline, Shanrock down the right side. She's gonna go attack. Shot knocked out of bounds by Haber. Block shot for the freshman.
I really like her. I'm telling you, she's going to be a star in this conference.
She's going to be a monster.
Yeah.
Inbound pass up top. 3-point shot is on its way. Rattles out. A rare miss, it feels like, from downtown for Dickinson. Kind of a lazy pass is going to be knocked out and remain Montana Tech ball. Limping a little bit that time was Steele. She'll stay on the floor. Looks to be okay.
We can't afford to lose her.
Yeah, she was. It felt like her limp was rather exaggerated there, but she looks to be okay. 9-point advantage for the Bluehawks. Inside it goes to Wangren. Out left side now to Macy Mayer. Mayer into the paint. Bounce pass to Humphrey. Can't hold on to it. Taken away by Shanrock. Pass a little too close to her toes. And here comes Dickinson the other way. Good ball fake in the corner to the wing. They'll drop it underneath. Turning. Left-handed to the rack. Won't go. Had a wide open shot that time. Edwards, really nice post move. Haber inside to Humphreys. Back to Haber. Give and go. Mayer tries to save it. And that's going to go out of bounds. Turnover will go to the Bluehawks.
Yeah, they're making inadvertent turnovers. They got to take advantage of where the score is right now and be a little more patient offensively. They're trying to force some passes.
6:28 left to play in the first half. Hawks leading 21-12. Montana Tech, full court man pressure. Looks like anyway. Now they'll try and get it across. Pass down the side to Cone. Cone turns and fires, no good. Rebound controlled, bounces it off of teammates, and Dickinson will have it. Boy, all of those where the ball kind of takes an odd bounce, it feels like it goes right to a Dickinson player here in the first half.
They're taking advantage of that.
Around a screen, tried the jump stop, and an offensive call. Steele went with the hard jump stop. Kyle Wasson went sliding across the floor.
Yeah, she's been known to take a charge.
Yep. Well, it doesn't take much to make her slide across the floor. She has to weigh like 64 pounds.
That impact, that hurts.
Yeah, no joke.
When you don't have a lot of beef on you.
I wouldn't know. I have nothing but padding. Up top, Wasson's going to fire. Kaya shot hits the iron, no good. Trying to get away with it, loose on the ground. Dickinson comes out with it.
Another loose ball. Dickinson picks it up.
Quickly down the left side of the paint is Steele. Steele attacks and gets the basket. Steele is into double digits. She has 10 of the Hawks' 23. And the Bluehawks up by 11, their biggest lead of the game. Rademacher, 10 feet away, makes her moves. Fakes left, goes right, off the glass, counted the foul.
Good move.
Aubrey Rademacher with the right hand.
Little jump hook, nice job.
I like the fake to the left-hand side, back to the right. And she'll go to the line, a chance at a three-point play here.
What I liked is how she got the other post player down deep. You want to get them down in that circle, and you're a winner.
So Rademacher at the line. Macy Mayer on the far side of the key. Near side is Avery Carlson. Loose, Carlson comes out with it, hands it off to Rademacher. She'll fire just inside the arc, no good. Big rebound that time, Montana Tech. Carlson drives, double team to the baseline. Wongren. I have to look if Wongren has a shot yet. She's 0 for 2 is all. Need Liv to get pulling the trigger. Carlson has a wide open lane and it rolls out. Stolen. Great play, Macy Mayer. Mayer in the corner. To Rademacher. Spins to her right. Rademacher rolls it over the iron. Tech needs somebody besides Aubrey to get rolling here. Aubrey has 8 shots. After that, Wasson has 4, and everyone else, if they have a shot, has only 2.
Yeah, Wasson's got to get involved. There's no question about it. She's their scorer.
3-point shot, gonna miss the iron, go out of bounds. The friendly crew here at Calvin Sampson will notify her it was an air ball. And back into the ball game is Humphreys. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. So Montana Tech clawing back a little bit. The Hawks leading 23-16. Dickinson up over Montana Tech. We're here on Digger Vision. We're back after this.
Even when you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most. Community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Back here after the horn as Montana Tech out here with the ball. Liv Wongren in the backcourt. Wongren has Avery Carlson with her, and Carlson will bring her down the floor. Also out, Rademacher, Haber, and down to the bottom left corner is Macy Mayer. Controlling, Rademacher has the opening. Aubrey fires and gets another one.
She's playing extremely well, playing within herself.
12 points for Aubrey right now. She's 4 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 4 from downtown. Pass, late whistle, and a shove call on Aubrey. Wasn't sure if that one was coming or not, but then we get the whistle. Aubrey's first.
A hustle foul, that's all right.
Yep. Only the second team foul again. Not many whistles at all here so far in the first half. Controlling out deep, Aldridge. Enters into the high posts. Backs it up there to Cone. Cone makes her move, travel call. Boy, that's the part for Dickinson tonight that has been tough. They have been hit with a lot of travel calls right now.
You know what happens there? You make your move, you got your heel on the floor. It forces you to pick that foot up and then pick the other one up. That's exactly what happened.
I want to say that's number 5. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
Carlson, near side, Macy Mayer. Again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. We have an incredibly busy weekend ahead of us. Pull up, Liv Wongren knocks it down.
Nice to see her get involved. She has to.
That's the deal right there. So Liv gets her first basket. Her family down in front of us. Right-handed to the rack. Nice take by Oase.
Transition basket.
4-point lead for the Hawks. They were up by as much as 11. Carlson to Rademacher. Rademacher, leading scorer on the floor. Wongren gets it. 10 feet out, turns, fires, and gets another one.
Yeah, I like her down there. She's stronger than her opponent usually. Made a nice move.
Dickinson looking to get it across. Feet were across.
That they were.
Near side, pass goes out to Garfield. Garfield, ball stripped away. Rademacher tried to get to it, just couldn't get there in time. Oase has it. She'll move it out right side to Steele. Steele, ball fake. Driving through the paint, Oase, backhanded, won't go. Kind of forced to take that shot with the shot clock down to 1.
Yeah, with defender left her feet, she doesn't have to with her out there. She's not a three-point shooter.
Haber, down to Mayer. Mayer makes her way to the rack. That one just doesn't go. Tremendous move. And just couldn't get her to go. Through the middle, Oase, scoop shot is going to be no good, and she's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. So Will gets some free throws here for Dickinson. Their first free throws here of this game. You know, honestly, they're
me already.
That's it.
No free throws till this one?
That's it. This is their first.
Wow.
And really, we haven't seen many. Tech has shot 6.
This has been a physical game.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one where you could easily watch the way this is going and think that we would both teams would be shooting 2 for about the last 4 minutes of each quarter. The first one by Oase, no good. She'll get ready for her second. That one rattles out, no good. Rebound, Kaya Wasson. Kaya down the other way.
Nice job of Wasson finding the ball.
Across the timeline, Kaya calling for help on the right side, Haber. Haber gets it, looking left, goes that way, out to Carlson. Carlson, ball fake, moves it up to Humphreys. Humphreys fires and gets it. Big time shot for Humphreys. Montana Tech grabs the lead. They were down by 11, and they now own a 1-point lead, 26-25. Up top, Montana Tech on an 18-9 run here in the second quarter. Offensive rebound. Moving around the arc right side.
She traveled through right there.
Bounce pass to Oase. She'll attack and gets it.
Nice pass.
That was a great pass. Honestly, that's one that has impressed me here in the first half. Dickinson's bounce entry into the post, the good passes. In the corner, Wasson, get it. Kaya Wasson picks up where she left off last week. Wasson gets her first field goal, and all of a sudden, everybody from Montana Tech putting it down. Diggs leading 29-27. Pass picked off. Carlson pulls up from 6. Too much on it. Loose. Picked up. Haber left hand. No. Second attempt is up and no. Gets her rebound again. Shot blocked. And that is going out of bounds. That's Tech ball. Haber is gassed.
Yeah, she's tired. That's why she couldn't make those. Just bunnies.
She's
like, get me out of here. I am beat. She stayed with it, though. Got herself some offensive boards.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pad the stats.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I don't think that's the way you like to do it. But.
Humphreys gets it, turns, left-handed, knocks it down. Haley Humphreys has 5, Tech by 4. What a second quarter here for Montana Tech. Across the timeline, going left, Shanrock. To the right elbow, she'll back out. About a 20-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Going left, handoff there to Garfield. Garfield looking on the interior. Pass goes down left side. Out on the wing controlling is Pearson. Oase has it. Shot clock down to 3.
Gotta help. Gotta help.
Around to screen. Shot no good. Rebound Macy Mayer. Strong.
Yeah.
20 seconds. She looks to coach, and coach tells them to chill.
When you play, let's get a back door.
Liv Wongren into the offensive side. Tech has just exploded here in this second quarter. They're shooting 39% this quarter. Wongren at the horn. That one, no good. Out to the edge. Wongren to Mayer. And the shot is up and in by Kyle Wasson. Wasson at the horn, puts it down. And Montana Tech goes up by 7. They trailed by 11 and enter halftime leading by 7.
Yeah, and I think one of the major things here, I thought that Dickinson was running out of gas. They weren't quite pushing it like they were. You know, that long road trip, and then you got to, wherever you stay, you got to sit through the night. It's tough, and I looked for the same thing this second half.
Yeah, they were here early this morning. I want to say they had shoot around at, gosh, I want to say it was like 9. I mean, it was pretty early in the morning, honestly.
Well, it's a great comeback by Montana Tech. They shot poorly, and then the Hawks, they ran out of gas. They're shooting the basketball.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. Montana Tech leading 34-27 as the Digs up by 7 over the Bluehawks out of Dickinson State. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll give you the numbers, get you ready for the second half and more after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Even when you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most: community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Hey, welcome back here once again as we are at Kelvin Sampson Court, the Great Western Hyper, Paul Panisco, and the lovely and talented John Thatcher. Tucker Thatcher said it's good to hear you. So obviously he must, I'm not sure there's a long enough time away from you where it's good to hear you, but that's just my opinion.
I'm Tucker's guy, man.
That's true.
I'm his man.
I miss Tuck. Hopefully we'll see him soon.
Absolutely.
First half in the books, JT. Why don't you walk us through what you saw there in the first 20 minutes?
Well, I thought both teams played really strong and hard. I thought both teams played well defensively. Tech went, I don't know, almost a full quarter where they didn't shoot with the darn. And then all of a sudden, I'll tell you what I thought was the change in this is when they got the ball down inside. Oh, I'm losing the name here.
As far as for us, Humphreys?
No.
For Humphreys, Hankwitz?
Keep going.
As far as Liv Wongren?
Wongren got the ball down on the block and then scored again immediately from inside the paint.
Yeah.
And I thought that changed the face of the game a little bit because they haven't been using her down there, and she was really struggling trying to penetrate. Everybody in not the conference, but the whole that ever plays Tech knows she likes to go to the floor with the ball. So you get a lot of help in that manner, and she got down there and posted up, and she is strong. I don't care who's guarding her.
Yep.
She is strong, and she took advantage of it, and it changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, I agree. Once you get past, it's great to have a player, uncork and go off, which Aubrey Rademacher did in the first half. 12 points, really had an outstanding first half, but they needed more. And like you say, you start to get her going. Kaya Wasson was able to drop down a couple of big threes. And then, of course, the freshman in Haber. I thought her minutes were outstanding, other than one pass that, Dickinson was, kind of baiting, to be honest. I think Haber's first half has been really strong, and that kind of goes with Humphreys and the rest of the group. This Tech team playing well in the first half.
Yeah, and I think the same thing with Hankwitz. I don't know how many shots she's got, but it isn't many. They've got to get her down on the block because they can't match up with Haber and Hankwitz at the same time. They can't. They don't have the physicality nor the size to do it. Olis is a really good post player for Dickinson State. She can only guard one of them, so take advantage of the other one.
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting a little bit. I thought Dickinson had a real deep post presence, and once you get through Oace, and then also Edwards comes out to spell her. I don't know why. I don't know if I was fed false information or my tiny brain ran away with it and thought that Dickinson was huge, but I was really expecting a significant post presence, and Montana Tech really has the edge when it comes to the post. Oace has played really well. She has gotten after it. But again, she can't stay on the floor for 20 minutes. She's got to get out and get a breather. And, Edwards has come in and put in good minutes as well. But I think Tech's post presence right now has been pretty fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely it has. And they have the physical structure. They are really physical down there. And what makes this game easier for them is Dickinson is allowing the entry pass down on the block, and that gives you all the moves in the world. I'm a big believer you take that post away. I read the stats on the first game, and Ois had 14 points, so she played really well out in Dickinson. And so you got to take a player away. And that's why when they go under these screens for the three-point shooters, the ones they've knocked down are because they gave them too much space. You either got to hedge or get out on them or get through that pick. And I thought Tech did that admirably the last 5 minutes. I think they did a real good job of that.
Yeah, it feels like there was a significant adjustment in that respect, and it paid dividends for them.
Oh, big time.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers here. We'll start things off individually as Montana Tech right now led by Aubrey Rademacher. 12 points for Aubrey. She has 2 3-pointers. She's 2 of 2 from the foul line. Rademacher right now 4 of 9 from the 4 of 9 from the field and 2 of 4 from downtown. 12 points, leads everybody on the floor as of right now. Kaya Wasson has 2 3-pointers for 6 points. Humphreys has a 3, also a field goal from point blank. She has 5 points. Haley Haber has 5 points as well. Haber 3 of 4 from the foul line, 1 field goal. And then Liv Wongeren has 2 baskets for 4 points. Those came right on top of one another. And then Brooklyn Hankwitz, 1 basket, 2 points for Brooklyn for Montana Tech so far in the first 20 minutes of play.
Yeah, well, the key to this basketball team is 2 players. And Liv Wongeren happens to be one of them. She's got to be in a position to find success, and she's got to score for this team. She's got to get in double digits if Tech is going to win basketball games this year. And Aubrey Rademacher is the other factor. She's got to score every game. You can't have any slouches. And, I just look around at Wasson. She shot the 3 real well last week. She come out here and was cold. But she's a 3-point shooter, so you don't question that. And all of a sudden, she picked up a couple big ones. A monster with 1.4 seconds on the clock. That's a big play going into the locker room. It's a great motivational play.
Big time. Montana Tech, as a team, shot 40% in that second quarter. Brings them to 33% here in the first half. And from there, the Digs, let's see, only 3 personal fouls in the first half, as we mentioned. Very few whistles. I believe maybe even only one whistle was issued between the 3 officials. But very few whistles in the first half. They really let them get after it. Montana Tech, let's see here, really out-rebounding Dickinson right now. 21 total rebounds for Montana Tech. They have 11 offensive and 10 defensive, whereas Dickinson has 12 total rebounds, 3 of those offensive, 9 defensive. Second chance points, the Digs have 9 coming off of those 11 offensive rebounds for the Digs there in the first half.
Well, you got to go to the boards. This is all about rebounding, and I, as I said to you before the game, free throw shooting, but we're not seeing any of that. They're letting them play. I like the way this game's being officiated right now.
On the other side, let's take a look at Dickinson. They are led by Kaden Steele. She averages 16.5 a game. She has 10 points right now, 2 3-pointers, 2 field goals on the inside. Tinley Pearson has 4 points. Catherine Fox also 4 points, as does Samantha Ois. She has 4 points. She's 0 of 2 from the foul line for Dickinson State. Kyrie Aldridge knocked down a 3 for her scoring, and looks like Shanrock has 1 field goal for 2 points. So they're kind of in that boat. We talked about Tech's side of it, where Rademacher was the linchpin early. You know, they needed some other people to step up, and that's the case for Dickinson right now. Steele has 10 points. She needs somebody else to light a fire and kind of get going offensively.
Yeah, Fox has got to get something done. She's got to find a way to get open, and they've got to get her the basketball, because I know she's a tremendous shooter, and Tech has limited her, and that's what you do. You get a team with 2 great guards, then you take one of them away as best you can, and normally you're not going to get both of them taken away. And so you got to get one of them, and at least if they're averaging 16 a game, you talk to your team and say, let's hold her to 12 or 13. Let's just hold her under her average, and that's kind of the goal.
As we look at the team numbers for Dickinson right now, as I mentioned, 12 rebounds, down 9 to Montana Tech's 21. Dickinson 3 offensive, 9 defensive right now. 10 turnovers for both teams. And Dickinson's, the bulk of theirs came in that second quarter. They actually were pretty darn good with the basketball in the first 10 minutes, but that number did shift greatly in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they had seven in the second quarter, I think. 3 in the first quarter.
Let's see here. 5 steals for Dickinson, 6 for Montana Tech. And Dickinson does have more points in the paint, though. They have 14 points down in the paint. Montana Tech with 10 points in the block so far here in this ball game.
Yeah, and those paint baskets, a couple times it was a transition deal. Tech didn't get everybody back, and then they allowed easy penetration to the bucket. So that isn't coming out of post play. That's coming out of penetration play.
Well, again, thanks for joining us. We are here on Digger Vision. Jim Sargent said hi. He said we're sounding good, so I assume he's not actually watching our stream. He's probably watching somebody else.
Is he listening to another radio?
That's my guess.
Gotta be.
But Sarge, of course, with Torgerson Implement and Torgerson and Case IH, Case Construction, very big backers of ours. And of course, you've seen the Case IH red zone out on the field and the Torgerson tailgate area, which is pretty spiffy, I might add.
That whole thing's spiffy.
Pretty spiffy. We're getting ready for the second half, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here on Digger Vision. Montana Tech up 34-27. We'll take a break. We're back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Hey, welcome back here once again as we are at the half. Frontier Conference basketball. I know it's not yet, but I'm gonna go with it anyway.
No, this is Frontier Conference basketball.
I'm excited. I'm glad that we're getting all the schools in. It's going to open up a ton of opportunities for all of our programs, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you love it up here. It's a great school for you. You're a great fit for this university, so you deserve the best, son. So anytime you got some input on recruiting, just tell the coaches.
Well, but I mean, from a purely, competitive view, currently in the Frontier Conference, we're playing everybody 3 times.
Yes.
And we always whine about, and it's rightfully so, but we always whine about how difficult that is when you're playing the same team 3 times. Sometimes you're going to see them a 4th time and maybe even a 5th time. Carroll College and Lewis Clark State played 5 times a couple years ago. And it's just crazy to see how often we have to play each other in the current format. So when you bring all of the old DAC schools in and fold them all in, we're going to see a lot of different opponents. We're going to see a lot of different brands of basketball. And I'm excited for that. We're at that point where we know what to expect out of a Coach Hughes team. We know what to expect out of a Mowat team. We know what to expect out of Carroll College. And obviously the DAC schools are in that same boat. You darn well know that Dickinson knows exactly what to expect from Dakota State. It'll be fun to kind of roll everybody in and see how those first couple of years go, because it'll be 2 years where we'll have a home and away with everybody. Like I said, the court sports schedule is still being kind of worked on pretty heavily, to my understanding. So we'll see how it shakes out. But, there's going to be some bus rides obviously involved, some flights involved. But when it comes down to it, it's still going to be cheaper than non-conference games.
Oh, absolutely. And you brought out a great point. When I was here in the 80s with Kelvin Sampson, we had the same schedule, play everybody 3 times, and then you had to go to a playoff schedule. You had to go back and play them again, and you get to know each other pretty darn well.
Well, we are ready to roll here in the second half. Dickinson State will have the possession arrow. So let's get it rolling here. Into the offensive side, controlling Shanrock. Shanrock throws it up top to Oase. She'll hand it off. Ball gets stripped out. Rademacher got a hand on it. She'll get the outlet pass down the floor. Rademacher, double team, throws it across. Hankwitz fires short. And it goes right to Rademacher. Rademacher looking for the entry, gets it. Down to Humphreys. Humphreys spins, pulls up from 12, no good.
Left her shot before she followed through, and it caused her to shoot it long.
Tech leading by 7. They trailed by 11 at one point, and just went on an absolute terror. Dickinson around to screen Steele. Steele into the paint, take it away, Macy Mayer. Tech making it happen defensively.
Stretched out there.
No joke. Mayer hands it off to Wongren. Wongren goes left. Now down it goes to Hankwitz. She'll fight her way into the paint, leans to the basket. Shot won't go. Defensive rebound, Pearson. Couple high percentage looks for Tech here in this third quarter. Just couldn't get either to go. Wide open. Instead, with the drive, scoop shot is up and in for Catherine Fox.
A mismatch, quickness versus a big, and the quickness always wins.
Catherine Fox gets the first field goal of the second half. The Digs by 5. Wongren goes left to Rademacher. Rademacher outside the paint, feeds it down to the interior to Humphrey. Nice job getting a handle on that. She'll put it high off the glass and in.
She's a good post player, solid.
Great hands. My goodness.
Great hands.
That's one of those kind of underlooked things sometimes when you have a strong post player, and if they don't have soft hands or good hands, it doesn't matter, and her hands are outstanding. Rademacher, little too aggressive defensively, picks up her second personal. Tech leading 36-29. Hankwitz will come out, get a breather. And back in Kyle Wasson for the Digs. Pass comes into midcourt. Shanrock controls. Shanrock around a screen. Drifts out to the wing. Hands it off to Pearson. Pearson spins to her right. Double teamed. Up top to Oase. Jumping through the double team. Great defense, Rademacher. Tremendous anticipation. Boy, she just jumped right through those two and stripped that ball out. Tech with it. Liv Wongren in the corner. Into the key. Throws it lefts. Wasson. Now it comes back up top. Macy Mayer. Mayer looking lefts. They'll readjust. Wongren out there gets it. Shot clock down to 7. Wongren scoop shot off the glass and in.
Yeah, they're moving her around a lot better on the floor.
Wongren with 6 points. Montana Tech up by 9, their biggest lead of the night. 38-29. 4 wide here for Dickinson. 1 down on the block is Oase. Now she'll come up and get it. Moving lefts. Really trying to get the ball to Pearson, it looked like there for a moment. Pull-up jumper is going to hit the front of the iron, no good. Tipped out. Pearson away with it. She'll move it out on the right wing to Steele. Steele, nice pass to Oase. And she's going to go to the foul line again. So that will put Samantha Oase to the line. She's 0 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. Substitution here for Dickinson. Into the game is Garfield. On the other side, Montana Tech will have a little hockey line change here. Haber is in. Kyle Wasson back in. And also out is Avery Carlson. 3 minutes gone in this third quarter. Oase gets it down. She has 5 points here on the day for Dickinson.
She is a hard worker.
Yeah.
She's really an ideal post player.
Second is up and out, no good. Rebound controlled by Montana Tech. Aber hauls it in, off to Carlson. An 8-point lead here for the Digs. Carlson to Hankwitz. Hankwitz, right hand, lobs it down inside to Rademacher. Rademacher trying to get space, one-on-one with Oace. They wave the shot. They're going to get her for a travel.
That's one of those I have to watch on film. You can't question the officials, but that's when you go home and take a look at it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody
You
kind
can
of
call the official and say that's a terrible call, I guess.
So Dickinson will bring it back the other way. Coach Graham chatting with the official about it. Shanrock out deep, drives into the paint, moves it down to the bottom left corner. With it down there is Pearson. Pearson to Garfield. Garfield spins back to her right side. 4 wide here for Dickinson. Shot clock down to 8. Oace to the edge, Shanrock. And she's going to step out.
Good, solid defense. They kept themselves between the basket and the ball. Pressure was great.
It's taken Dickinson a long time to get into their offense here in the second half. Like even there, they really didn't get their offense started until there was 8 on the shot clock.
Yeah, they did not. That's a good point.
Montana Tech down the floor, Avery Carlson. Carlson across the timeline, looking to her left, goes that way to Wongren. Wongren attacks left side of the paint, stops, bounce pass out, 3-point shot. Wasson, no good. Tracking it down, nice defense that time by Garfield. She kept the Orediggers away from that basketball. And the Bluehawks to Shanrock. Shanrock into the offensive side. 6 minutes left to play here in the third. She'll move it up top to Garza. Garza hands it off there to Cone. Cone now to Oace. Bounce pass entry to the wing. 3-point shot, no good. Defensive rebound hauled in by Haber. That's only the second shot for Dickinson here in this third quarter.
Yeah, they had those 3 quick turnovers. That takes you out of the game a little bit.
Hankwitz spins it out to Wongren. 3-point shot is off the front of the rim, no good. Defensive rebound, Dickinson. And here comes Dickinson the other way. Pace of play is slowed down a little bit here as the third is wore on. Midway point.
Dickinson's rebounding on the
Oace.
they're not pushing the ball like they were early in the game. The guard here just had a player wide open down on the baseline. She didn't give up the ball, and that pressure bothered Tech early.
Substitutions here for the Digs. Humphreys is back in. Rademacher and Macy Mayer back in. Kaya Wasson and Liv Wongren stay on the floor for Montana Tech. Digs by 8 at the line again is Oace. She's the only one to shoot free throws for Dickinson here today. Her first attempts hits the front of the iron, no good. She is 1 of 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and she's better than that. She's just struggling a little bit tonight. And she'll think about it all the way home. That's what happens.
Her second is good, so she gets 1 of 2. And again, she is the only Dickinson player to shoot free throws. She's 2 of 6. And on the other side, Montana Tech has also shot 6 free throws. All those were in the first half. There just has not been much in the way of whistles in this contest. Tech by 7. Macy Mayer on the right wing, looking to Humphreys on the interior. Instead up top to Rademacher, back near side Mayer. Now inside it goes to Humphreys. Humphreys, power dribble to the rack, gets it. Strong left-handed take by Humphreys. Humphreys has 9. And boy, it feels like she's gotten real comfortable in the post right now.
Oh, she's going to be really good here.
Right side, Dickinson holding on to it. Montana Tech really feels like they're controlling the tempo of this thing right now. Edwards around the horn. Shot clock down to 8. They enter into the high post, taken away. Kaya Wasson. 3 on 2. Wasson, floater to the rack, puts it up, rattles out, knocked out of bounds. Tech ball. Good job in transition that time. Tech brought 3 down the floor. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. Dickinson wants a timeout, so I guess we'll take one as well. Montana Tech leading 40-31 over the Bluehawks out of Dickinson State. We're here on Digger Vision. We're back after this. Back here once again to the campus of Montana Tech. Paul Panisco and the stunning John Thatcher.
Stunning.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That's a good adjective.
Well, we've over the last 14 years, we have been on and off about trying to find you a new wife. Is that still? Are we still on that?
That's always in the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah.
So we're still auditioning for John Thatcher and a new wife.
I've had one. No.
All right, I'm going to put this over here for a moment. All right, so the inbound comes to Wongren. She's going to turn and fire and gets it. Liv Wongren puts down another jumper. She has 8 points on the day. And Tech leading 42-31.
Don't need to reach.
Macy Mayer called with the reach.
She didn't like the call, but that's going to happen every time.
Oh, and we've got another one of our favorite people in the world, Jenna Bolstad. Coach Bolstad. Hi, Jenna. I miss you.
She must be bored.
Was former coach here at Montana Tech. Workhorse. Now over to NIU, if memory serves correct. Shot is up and out, no good. Montana Tech the other way. Tech by 11. Wasson moves it up top to Wongren. Liv, she's going to fire. Liv puts it down. Feed the ball to Liv.
She's the one that had to get involved.
Wongren with 11. Yeah, and I'm 100% on your page. Wongren and Rademacher have to be involved every game. And then the periphery can have big games. Humphrey can have a big game. Kyle Wasson can have a big game. Avery Carlson can have a big one. 3-point shot, no. But for Montana Tech to be successful this year, those two have to be double digits, high double digits all the time.
Every game.
Aldridge, little stutter step, moves it out on the left side. 3 minutes left to play here in the third. Out on the left wing. Shot, pass is knocked away. Kyle Wasson, that one's knocked out. Good job. Wasson from 8 gets it.
Good teamwork.
Kyle Wasson with 8. Great defense. That play won, but Kyle Wasson's played really good defense today.
She's very capable of it. She's got good feet, and she's quick. And she's gotten in the passing lanes a couple times.
A 16-point lead for the Digs. They trailed by 11 at one point, and it felt like they had no air in the tire at all. And they have just flat out uncorked. They shot 57% from the three-point line in the second quarter, 40% from the floor in the second quarter, and the floor percentage has only gone up. They're shooting 46% in this quarter right now for Montana Tech.
Well, they're very capable of that, but once again, it starts with the two key players on this team, and then the role players have to fill, and Wasson has really done a good job tonight. When she struggled early with the three, but now she's putting the ball down, playing really she controlled that. She could have taken that to the hoop. Just took a little jumper and relaxed, and that's what they need out of their role players.
A 16-point lead here for the Digs. Montana Tech still led by Aubrey Rademacher with a dozen, but really clawing at her heels. Liv Wongren has 11. Humphreys has 9. Kyle Wasson with 8. On the other side for Dickinson, Caden Steele has 10 points on the day. All of those in the first half, and it felt like almost all of them were in the first quarter.
Yeah.
For goodness sake. Aldridge has 3. Oace right now has 6. Fox has 6.
Well, they've changed what they're doing on the screens, and that has helped them immensely. They were giving those guys what they wanted. Now they're not. They're taking it away from them.
Yeah, the pace that Dickinson is on the floor, especially defensively, has come down considerably here. Oace into the high post, picks up her dribble, needs help, backs it out to Shanrock. Shanrock, little switch dribble, looking to her right, throws it up top. Hand off there to Steele. Steele, great lob pass. That's knocked out.
Nice
Haber.
defense by Haber.
I thought that was absolute money. I thought that was going to be the easiest 2 points in the world. And Haber just reaches in and poke checks it away. Sorry, I've watched a lot of hockey already here in the first couple weeks. Lob pass comes into Fox. Fox feeds it down on the block to Oace. Good job getting rid of it. 3-point shot at the horn, gets it. They needed that. Fox puts down the 3. That's only their second field goal this quarter. Tech by 13. Hankowitz throws it here on the near side, Wongren. Liv Wongren with the left hand. Drives into the high post. Down in the corner it goes. Humphreys attacks, draws the foul. Boy, she has been such a good addition into this program. My goodness.
Realistically, she's a real big key to this basketball team, and she's a player.
You know, it's one of those where over the first 2 years of Coach Graham's tenure, we've really struggled in the post. And right now, they're deep and strong in the post right now.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. The one who got injured, and I can't remember her name, but she was real critical for this, and then she blew her ACL, I think.
Yeah.
Done for the season. That would have been a big difference, too.
Humphreys gets her second.
I ever tell you can't win games if you don't have a good post play?
Olivia Nielsen is the other.
Yeah, she's the one.
Drifting right. They'll back it up. Dickinson State with the basketball. 20 on the shot clock. Oace down the left side of the paint. Tried to get rid of it, throws it to the wing. Three-point shot is on the way, no good. Nice job blocking out. Humphreys gets the rebound, outlet to Wongren. Good defense. Wongren gets a little separation. Montana Tech leads by 15.
Relax and run your stuff now.
Near side, it comes to Hankwitz. Hankwitz down on the baseline to Humphreys, and Liv is ran over.
Nice tackle.
We're sitting behind Liv's mom and sister, and both didn't react as though they were worried about her. It was more of the
You know, when it's your own kids, you don't worry about it. It's like, yeah, toughen up.
Yeah, exactly. Toughen up. Let's go. Buck 27 left to play here in the third. Wongren gets it, bottom right corner. She'll step out. Humphreys, good ball movement inside. Attacking, whistle, and a foul. Brooke Hankwitz wasted no time. Turned right to the rack, and she's going to go to the line.
Well, if she wants to become a scoring machine for this team, she's got to get down there on the block half the time.
Hankwitz.
She's tough to defend. She's big. She's strong.
Well, the other part of her that is incredibly hard to defend is she can get the block, but she can also get out on the wing and just kill you from the three-point line.
The problem is a lot of times she falls in love with that three-point line, and she's 6'2" and strong. Get down on that block. Sorry,
your love of the three-point line will never be lost on me, my friend.
Well, I like the three-point line. I know where the game's won and lost.
Good defense, Macy Mayer.
You look at all the teams who win the national tournaments, they have great post play. You look at the WNBA, they have great post play.
You look at UNI, great post play.
Yeah, two short guys down on the block.
Steele goes out on the right side. Pearson down to the baseline. Great defense again. Tech's D right now is just on.
They doubled up the ball, and she didn't expect that. That's great defense.
Tech leading 51-34.
Funny things happen when you put pressure on the ball. When you double team hard like that, good things happen to your team.
It felt like they were trying almost too hard defensively in that first half a little bit, and now they're comfortable playing their game, and you can just see it there naturally. Haber tried the lot pass on the inside, taken away by Dickinson. Turnover number 11 for Montana Tech to the rack. Hankwitz will pick up the foul. That was only Montana Tech's first timeout in the second half. Or, excuse me, turnover rather, not timeout. First turnover in the second half.
Yeah, and when they started the game, they were turning it over. I don't know, would they have 10 in the first half?
They had 10 in the first half, and I want to say 6 or 7. I almost leaned towards 7 in the first quarter.
Yes, sir.
37 seconds remaining here in the third. Again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. As at the line, Caden Steele. She averages 16 and a half. She does not have a point yet here in the second half. She had 10 in the first half, and as we mentioned earlier, it felt like the bulk of those came in the first quarter. Rademacher off of her, out of bounds. Dickinson basketball in their offensive zone.
She didn't go all the way up and get it. She tried to catch it at the waist and lost control.
Tech by 17, the biggest lead by either team here today. The inbound to Pearson. Pearson drifts to the wing. Enters. Humphrey's going to be called. And now we're starting to get a little bit more stringent whistles.
That we are.
Compared to where we were in the first half. Well, talk about that adjustment, because they really let them play in the first half. Is it tough to get the players to kind of calm down and back off if they change that?
No, I think being tired right now, both teams, they're starting to make mistakes. She tried to get around her. She got a hand on her hip and then forced it. it's not the same complexion as when you're not tired. It's a different take on defense.
The officials are chatting here for a moment. Okay, looked like they had so they didn't have Humphrey with the foul, it looks like. I think they might have originally charged it to Rademacher. Either way, Oasis at the line. She got her first. And she gets her second. We came into this game talking about how good Dickinson has been from the foul line. It has not been their friend today. They are 4 of 10.
Yeah. And they have been shooting. Well, I know this first game they played Tech, they were 15 of 15, so they can shoot it.
Yeah, I want to say.
That's why you play the game.
Yeah. Into the offensive side, Wangren. Wangren back up, comes up top to Wasson. Wasson ball fake. They'll move it down in the corner. Rademacher looking. Rademacher, left hand up toward the top of the horn, passes that way. Wangren still looking, dives into the paint. Shot clock down to 3. Driving, Humphreys takes it to the rack. Humphreys too far. It did not hit iron.
No, that foul was before the shot clock went off.
Yep.
He's not going to win that one.
The officials are going to chat. We do not have replay here.
They're asking who saw what.
Yep.
And if you didn't, don't even get in the conversation.
I like that.
That'd be
I love
part
when
of this conversation right now.
I really like when officials will gather the troops
Oh, absolutely.
and truly like talk it out. Go, well, let's get this right.
She was fouled definitely before the shot clock went off.
Okay. They wave it. Yep, so no shot. And if I had to guess, that's where I would have put it. I didn't think that. I thought the shot clock went off first. That's me. So we have 3 quarters in the books. Montana Tech leading 51-36. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to the 4th quarter. Well, hold on. We got 7/10 put up, so we're not done yet. All right. 7/10 was put on the clock. So Dickinson will inbound here.
They're not going to get a good look. Just let them get it in.
And there we go. So now we have 3 quarters in the books. 51-36, Montana Tech with the lead up over the Bluehawks out of Dickinson State. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the start of the 4th quarter right after this.
Even when you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most: community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Hey, welcome back here once again to the campus of Montana Tech. We're still arguing over whether the shot was on time or not. And I just don't think we're going to agree on this, JT. I know it's a shock to everybody who knows us, but we aren't going to agree on this.
The difference between me and you is you have the ability to find the answer out, and he's going to give you the correct answer.
All right, we'll find out.
Coaches know.
We'll have a friendly wager.
Okay.
All right.
$1.
Tech leading 51-36. The Digs shot 46% that quarter. On the other side, Dickinson ended up at 28.6% from the floor that quarter. And Montana Tech will inbound here. So bringing her out here, Rademacher into Wasson. Wasson across the timeline. Wasson dribbling right, picks up her dribble, hands it off there to Macy Mayer. Mayer up toward the top. Puts on the brakes. She'll go to Hankwitz. Hankwitz continues it left to Wasson. Now to Mayer. Macy Mayer never did look at the rim. Spins back to her right side, steps through, goes with the left hand. No. Good move, just couldn't get the finish. Dickinson the other way. Down, Liv Wongren. Reverse shot, gets it.
Good body control, nice crossover step against the defender.
Back the other way, Dickinson. Now I've got people texting me that whether they agree or not.
Maybe they got a replay.
Bluehawks kick it out on the right side. Steele drives baseline, pulls up. That one's batted around. Dickinson comes out with it, and we're going to get a foul. Rademacher tried to smack it away, and Aub's going to pick up the personal. That's her third. So Rademacher's third. First team foul here in the fourth. They'll lawn it inside to Oase. Turns, loses it. Oase trying to find somewhere to go. Goes baseline. And we're going to get a block call on the baseline. Hankwitz going to be called with the body. So Hankwitz gets her third.
I don't know, has Rademacher taken a shot this half?
I don't think she has, to be honest.
I don't either. She's not involved in the offense.
Rademacher, no points at least. 12 points in the first half. Around a screen, they're going to lob it down to the block. Wongren knocks it off a Bluehawk player.
It's White.
Yep, that's great play that time by Liv Wongren. Heads up play. As she knocks that one off the Dickinson player in Oase, and now Dickinson going to come with pressure. In the backcourt controlling, Avery Carlson. Carlson spins, gets it across to Wongren, trap coming. Wongren to Carlson. Carlson, pass, foul.
Need some help from the backcourt. They're standing and watching. Got to move so those guards can get you the ball. I'll tell you what, Dickinson is playing really hard right now. The last 2 minutes, they've really gotten after it.
Yeah, they've come out with a much different vitality in the fourth quarter than they had in the third.
Yeah, they're struggling more offensively than they did in the first half.
Carlson driving lefts. Back up top, Macy Mayer. Mayer. Back out to Carlson, strong man-to-man. In they go to Mayer. Mayer goes reverse with the right hand, and Macy Mayer gets her first field goal.
Boy, she got wide open on the roll.
Tech up 55-36. A much different complexion to this ball game than the first game in Dickinson. Offensive rebound up top, three-point shot, steal, and she knocks it home.
Yeah, she's been pretty quiet. Good to see her knock one down.
13 points for Steele. Montana Tech looking at pressure again. Rademacher gets the defender, and Oase going to be called with the block. So Oase will pick up the foul. That's her fourth. We mentioned that there weren't many fouls in the first half, and that has certainly changed here as we've gone on.
He's doing a line change.
Yep.
Not happy with his team's play.
Truly is almost a full line. I think it is a full line change. Five new players out for the Bluehawks.
Took them all out.
Pass up top to Wongren. Wongren around a screen to the left elbow, moves it up top. Ball fake there. Humphreys attacks, left hand to the rack. Humphreys getting comfortable here in the second half. She has 13 points, and 8 of those in the second half. Into the offensive side, pass to Garza. Garza hands it off there to Aldridge. Near side, picking it up, Edwards. Garza, 7:12 left to play here in the ball game. The first time these two teams met, Dickinson won 80-76. And we're going to be a long way removed from those numbers by the end of this one.
Yeah, the defense really picked it up on both sides. Dickinson just struggled shooting and running their offense. They're really struggling. And with Oase out, that makes a big difference. She's such a catalyst for this offense.
Dickinson only has 10 shots to this point in the second half. The shot at the horn, shot clock violation. So a shot clock violation will go to the Digs. Again, defense. And Montana Tech looking at full court pressure. 2-2-1 full court pressure. Longer into the backcourts. Liv into the offensive zone. Liv, bounce pass. Humphreys, left side, Hiawassee. Lawson to Humphreys. Humphreys looking inside. Pass near side. Haber. Haber switches to the left hand. Moves it up to Wongren. Good pass. Wide open underneath Haber.
Great
What
cut,
a feed.
great pass by Rademacher.
Yeah, that was huge. 7 points on the day for Haber. Montana Tech by 20, their biggest lead of the day. Again, remember, they were down by 11. That pass is stolen. Kyle Wasson with the defense again. With the layup, won't go. Humphreys with the offensive rebound, draws the foul.
Brought back my old saying, if you want to lead the team in scoring, follow the person with the breakaway, because they're probably going to miss it. Good job by Humphreys to run the floor.
Yeah, Kyle Wasson again with tremendous defense here in this ball game. She's had a good contest here coming off the bench. 8 points for the Digs. Handful of turnovers, or steals, I should say. The good side of the turnover for your team, if you will. Humphreys at the line. She's 2 of 2 from the foul line today. Her first here rattles out no good. 13 points for Humphreys. And you could just see, like, when she got comfortable. You know, it just kind of felt a little tight early in the ball game, and as she got comfortable, she got scary.
She's comfortable at the position she's playing.
Garfield has Macy Mayer all over. Tremendous defense. Into the paint, moves it up to Garza. Garza moving right. 5:55 left to play in the ball game. Down to the block, triple team. Ball goes out of bounds. Dickinson ball. Law of averages says that Tech was the last to touch it since there were 4 ladies there defensively.
He kind of smothered that pass.
Tech's defense, as this game has gone on, has just been phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely.
Dickinson.
And, you know, Dickinson's still playing good defense. They just aren't shooting well.
Defensive rebound, Humphreys. Humphreys, outlet to Carlson. Carlson down the floor. Carlson across the timeline. Looking to her left, passes that way to Humphreys. Humphreys to Carlson. Carlson, little stutter step down the right side of the paint, spins to her left. She's going to fire from 10 off the front of the iron, and it rolls in.
Nice move, stayed under control. That's been last year as a freshman, she was really struggling trying to do things too quickly. That was really good.
Montana Tech up 61-39. Dickinson only 3 field goals here in the second half. Garza, top of the horn, to the left elbow. Edwards leaves it off. Good take to the baseline. Carlson on her defensively, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, she got her.
As Aldridge is going to go to the line here for Dickinson. Again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. You can stay on our YouTube channel as we will have a plethora of content coming your way here over the next couple days. Tomorrow, we have men's game as the Montana Tech men hosting a tournament here. Montana Tech will be here. Montana Western will be here. Jamestown is here, and also Northwestern University. Montana Tech will play Northwestern tomorrow at 7. Western will Western will take on Jamestown at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Then on Saturday in basketball, the Montana Tech Orediggers will play at 7 o'clock against Jamestown. Western will take on Northwestern. That one's going to give us a speech impediment. That one is at 5 o'clock on Saturday. And, of course, don't forget Montana Tech football is at home for Senior Day on Saturday. 1 o'clock kickoff as the Digs are hosting MSU Northern. And we will have all of those for you here on Digger Vision.
That is a big weekend.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. You covered that real well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your kindness in the matter.
You did. I got to give you credit sometimes.
Basketball season officially underway, and we thank you for joining us here on Digger Vision. Obviously, have a lot of great sponsors, a lot of great people who make it possible, and we certainly could not do it without you. So again, thank you. 5 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Tech really putting things together.
Yeah, this is a good team effort, and this second half, their defense has been outstanding.
I'm going to see if I can get us a volleyball score. Montana Tech down the road, taking on Western. We'll see if we can pass that along to you. Dickinson at the foul line. First one is up and in for Aldridge. Aldridge has 5. Second is up and out. Big rebound hauled in. And here comes Tech the other way. Haber through the double team. Pass down to Rademacher. Rademacher. Tech ladies volleyball-wise down 20-12 in the first set. That's in Dillon. Those teams battling for first place in the conference. Rademacher attacks, draws the foul.
Got to the body. That's a great take. This may be her first shots of this half. She hasn't been involved in the offense.
Yeah, not much at all. So Rademacher at the line. Thanks to Matt Steppen for getting us the score on that one. Again, the Tech ladies trailing in the first set. Rademacher at the line. That's her first point of the second half. She has 13 total. Montana Tech is 5 of 5 from the foul line here in the second half, and they have been fantastic overall from the foul line. Rademacher gets her second. Montana Tech from the free throw line is 11 of 15.
Speaking of people who can shoot free throws, she's really good too.
Driving into the paint, Garza gets it, 4:30 left to play. Backdoor pass, Aldridge can't hold on to it.
Got to throw a bounce pass on that.
Turnover to the Digs. Avery Carlson, full court pressure, trying to get the trap set. Carlson gets it into the zone, Rademacher. 4:20 left to play. Carlson throws it left, Liv eyed it for a moment. Wongren pulls up from 12, gets it. Liv Wongren has 15 points. She is now the leading scorer on the floor. Wongren is 7 of 11 from the floor right now.
Yep, she shot the ball really well tonight.
Trying to get the entry pass. Rademacher got a hand on it. Turnover will go to the Digs. Montana Tech has just put the pedal to the floor defensively here as this ball game's gotten on. Rademacher up top to Wongren. Wongren's going to fire. Liv, back of the rim, no. Defensive rebound, Edwards. Rademacher falls to the ground, try to swat it away. Down the floor, Garza. Garza feeds it inside to Edwards. Triple teamed, whistle, and a foul.
Got her.
She got the elbows swinging as Tech brought a jumble of bodies to her. Let's see, substitutions in for Tech. J.C. Erickson's going to see her first minutes here today. J.C. as Montana Tech with a pretty good line change as well. Bluehawks lob it out to Enos. Enos around a screen, fakes the pass, puts up the shot, no good. Macy Mayer tips it, and down the floor comes Erickson. Erickson across the timeline, backs up. Erickson hands it off. Kaya Wasson moves it around the arc. Haber. Haber looking inside, gets it down to Humphreys. Humphreys spins, attacks, Humphreys, no. Boy, great attack that time.
Toughest thing to coach post players is how to use their body and how to make contact and get around it. She's just a natural at doing that.
Yeah, she had great body lean, put the weight into the defender.
Everything.
And really never gave him a chance.
No, used her hip.
Humphreys, money. She is 3 of 3 from the foul line. She has 14 points. And Tech up by 25. Again, I go back to it. Tech trailed by 11 at one point in this game.
Well, they made the defensive adjustments at halftime, and it just totally took Dickinson out of their offense. They weren't getting the they were doing the proper things on the screen and roll up above, and Tech was just getting into passing lanes.
Into the ball game for Montana Tech. Going to see some more youngins in here as Emma Conan will see her first minutes. Driving into the foul line. Pull-up jumper is up and in as Enos gets her first field goal. So both teams going pretty deep in the bench here. Into the offensive side. Pass out to Conan. Conan had a great career down to Twin Bridges. Pass up top to Haber. Haber goes left side, and Celine Morel on the floor. Morel down to the corner. Jump shot is on the way. Conan, that one's going to go wide. Haber goes after it, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Dickinson basketball. So a lot of youth on the floor right now, as I mentioned, out there for the Digs. Emma Conan, a freshman. Also Celine Morel, freshman. And Enos will inbound. 2:25 left to play here in this ball game. Montana Tech up 66-42. Out on that far right wing. Calling for help. Lost the ball on the ground there for a moment. Aldrich. Near side. Stittle. Shot clock down to 5. Attacking shot won't go. Morrell goes up for the rebound. Morrell grabs the rebound, clears it out. And here comes Erickson the other way. Erickson, switch dribble into the high post. Moves it out to Morrell. I thought she was going to pull the trigger there, I'm not going to lie.
No, I would have. You just give her a chance to play.
Exactly. Why not? Let her go.
They're running clock down.
Back out to Morrell. Morrell feeds it inside to Haber. Haber spins, left-handed shot too long. Doesn't hit iron or glass. 90 seconds left to play. Dickinson down the wide left side. Enos. Bounce pass to Stedel. They'll move it around the arc to Aldridge. Aldridge baseline. Goes to Williamson. Williamson's pass through the hands of the intended target. Picked up by Stedel. Down inside it goes, turning right-handed. It won't go for Garza.
Got her deep where she wanted her, just couldn't put it in the hoop.
And here come the Digs back the other way. Morrell ball fake. She's going to drive the lane. Celine Morrell to the rack, just short. Good take by Celine. And pardon me if I'm a little partial. Been lucky enough to have Celine around my family since, I think, kindergarten, for goodness sake.
Yeah, they were babies.
Out on that far right wing, Stedel spins, top of the horn. They'll move it out right side to Garza. Garza feeds it on the inside. It's knocked out of bounds. Dickinson basketball.
Good defense.
You losing your voice?
I just did for a second.
I was going to say, somebody's
I
praying
don't
for
have
that.
much of a
Holy
voice
man.
anyway.
Garza. No, we've got way too many games left over the next few days. You can't lose your voice yet. Driving underneath, shot blocked. Getting the block is Haber. Digs the other way. Attacking, going to the rack. It won't go for Erickson. Was it the women's national tournament in Billings where you've like totally lost your voice that year?
It was. And you were tickled pink. Yeah.
I mean, not as much as Bob Ritterod was. He was ecstatic because he knew the FCC wasn't going to be calling. 21 seconds left. J.C. Erickson gets it up and in. J.C.'s another one. Just a tremendous young lady.
Great program girl.
Yeah, she has helped me out a ton. She's been doing some ticketing for us at football, and she's one of those where you call coaches as far as if we can get a volunteer to help out or and they don't show up and go, half behind. Like, she's like, all right, what do we got to do? Let's go. Just a great player. Morrell with the steal. It goes down. Dickinson picks it up. 10 seconds. Driving to the rack. Shot blocked. Whistle and a foul. This is great for both teams. Both teams able to go deep into the bench, getting quality playing time for everybody.
Yeah, and a lot of times give them a chance and somebody will get your attention.
Well, and you can certainly speak to this better than I can. There are a lot of times where, you might not see it in practice, but there are a lot of kids that are game players that are much different when practice is up. Not saying that they don't hustle or work hard, but it just comes together on game night instead of practice night sometimes.
Yep, exactly.
Morrell with a rebound, moves it out. Montana Tech going to hold on to it, and this one's going to go into the record books. The Orediggers will go to 2-3 on the young season. Dickinson will fall to 3-2 on this young season as the Digs will get the win. 68-42 is our final. JT, before we get into numbers, give us your take on this ball game and especially the second half.
Well, two things ignited here. Tech in the second quarter got hot and got the lead, and they maintained that throughout. But they played, I'm telling you, outstanding defense the second half. Dickinson did not get good looks the whole second half. So it's a tribute to what they did defensively, not so much offensively.
Yeah, defense was so key. I mean, they played so well as this ball game went on. Let's take a look at, let's start with team numbers. Montana Tech finished with 31 total rebounds, out-rebounding Dickinson 31-22. Montana Tech pulled down 13 offensive and 18 defensive rebounds. The Digs ended with 24 points in the paint, which was a much higher number than they had in the first half. Dickinson actually outscored them in the paint in the first 20 minutes. And then from there, Montana Tech had 9 second chance points. Individually for the Digs, I guess before we get there as a team, they shot 41% from the floor, 31% from the arc. Individually, Liv Wongren leads them with 15. Also, Humphreys gets 15 points. The bulk of both of their damage coming in the second half. Wongren had 11 in the second half, and Humphreys had 10 in the second half. From there, you're looking at Aubrey Rademacher gets 14 points here tonight. Carlson gets 2. Also here tonight, Erickson gets 2. Brooklyn Hankowitz with 4. Macy Mayer gets 2 points for the Digs. And Haley Haber, 7 points on the day for Haber. I thought she was awesome tonight. I thought she played outstanding.
She does. She's steady. You don't notice her, and she just does good things. Her defense was awesome. I was watching her. She was playing really good defense.
On the other side for Dickinson, 23 total rebounds as a team, 6 offensive, 18 defensive rebounds. Dickinson ended up shooting 34% from the floor, 31% from the three-point line. Individually, they were led by Caden Steele with 13 points here tonight. Catherine Fox gets 9. Samantha Ost gets 8 points here this evening. Looks like Aldridge with 5, Shanrock with 2, and Cecilia Enos gets 2 points on the night here for the Bluehawks out of Dickinson State. Once again, Dickinson falls to 3-2 overall. Montana Tech goes up to 2-3 here on this young season as we have a whole lot of basketball left.
I love basketball. My favorite sport. It's a major sport in the country.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll discuss that at length at a later time.
No, I'm not discussing baseball with you.
68-42, our final as Montana Tech gets the win over Dickinson State here on Digger Vision. For John Thatcher and Paul Podisco, our great crew, thanks for joining us here this evening. And until tomorrow, we'll see you soon. Take care.